When you want to manage your vendors, you will first need to create your vendor records. A vendor is anyone who provides your company with a service, whether it be a carrier partner, customs broker, or insurance or fuel provider. Keeping your vendor records up to date will allow you to assign specific work to specific vendors and ensure that they are paid for that work. To create a new vendor record, navigate to the vendor list using the left navigation bar, and once there, click on the Create button above the list of records. This is going to bring you up an empty vendor record. Begin filling out all the fields, being as detailed as possible. And again, fields marked in red are mandatory in order to save the record. By default, Tailwind will use the dispatch or primary address as the remit address. If the vendor has a different mailing address for remittance, uncheck the same remit address and then you can complete the details of the remit to. This will be particularly useful for any of your carriers that factor their invoices. You can enter the factoring company's name in the remit to name and track the factoring company's address right here in the remit to address. Make sure you categorize your vendors correctly, selecting the appropriate vendor type. Each type will bring up vendor-specific fields. For example, selecting a vendor as a carrier will now allow you to track their motor carrier authorities, whether you have a contract on file for them, bond numbers, SCAT codes, etc. And you can also apply specific ratings to your carrier. Note that you will not be able to dispatch a shipment to a carrier that lacks liability and cargo insurance. You can take the details directly off the carrier's certificate of insurance and populate here. As well, these vendor records can help keep you compliant with the ICC, DOT, and NSC. Once you've filled in all the necessary fields, simply click the Create button located at the bottom of the record. And now you will most likely want to add contacts to the record. Contacts are the specific people at the vendor company who you actually talk to when negotiating a service with a maintenance provider or clarifying the details of a dispatch with a carrier partner. To add a contact, simply click on the Add Contact button below the contacts list, and you can now fill out all the relevant fields for your contact. Once the information has been entered, again, click the Create button to finish creating the contact. You may also want to add a note to the vendor to record any additional details about the business or your relationship to the vendor. To do so, navigate here and use the Add Note button. This will take you to the Add Note page where you can fill in the details of your note. Perhaps you would like to keep the carrier package attached to the vendor record. You can do so by scanning it in and choosing the file right here. Great, that takes us through creating a vendor record. Thank you.